Hello everyone, welcome to the ichimokucharts.com daily analysis for the S&P 500 for Monday, March the 19th, 2012. Well, a continuation of the trend to the upside today, and here we see a candle that's made a higher high and a higher low, a white bodied candle, and the buyers are continuing this very strong upside momentum that they've had over the previous 2 weeks in this market. The white body denotes the buyers making net bullish progress, and it's been some time since we've seen the sellers making net bearish progress. The buyers have closed with control, but only a moderate amount of control, so that does raise some concern about continuation of the trend. We see the close is between the high and the mid-range level and closer to the mid-range level, so it's only fairly weak control, and we have a larger shadow on the top of this candle, and that tells us that the buyers lost commitment up around the 1414 level, with the market closing at the 1409 level. Now, a few trading days ago we did take out the important round number resistance at 1400 in a bullish way, and the market has gone on with that move, and the buyers are maintaining that momentum to the upside. But this loss of commitment today does raise a little bit of doubt, although with this being a white bodied candle and with the buyers still having control and the sellers not gaining control of this market, there is still very strong potential that the market will continue trending up. Now, if the market does come off, the 1400 area will act as very strong support for this market, so we do need to be aware of that. In terms of Ichimoku, the market's bullish in the long-term time frame by trading above the cloud, in the medium-term time frame by trading above the Kijun-sen, and fast-term by trading above the Tenkan-sen. Both of these indicators are pointing up very sharply, reflecting strong upside momentum, and the Chikou span is above the corresponding price action and confirming the bullishness that we're seeing in this market. Now, if this trend does continue, then we do have strong resistance up around the 1440 level, but there's no major resistance between where the market's trading at the moment and that level. So over the next week or so, or 2 weeks, we could see the market testing up to around that level. In terms of to the downside below the 1400 level, there is potential for strong support around the 1378 level, 1374, and to this swing high around 1378 once again. So a very strong confluence of these indicators and the peak from this swing high that should see the market find very strong support around that level if the market does sell off, but I doubt that we will see that for tomorrow's trading. If that does happen, it will take a couple of days, but there isn't any sign that the market will test to those levels. Now, another factor that strengthens the idea of that being strong support is the fact that the market has been trending up quite strongly, and we have strong upside momentum, and the first level that tends to act as strong support for a market is the Tenkan-sen in those situations, so that makes 1378 even stronger. So for the next day's trading, let's watch the high of the current candle around 1414. We'll see if the buyers build enough momentum throughout the trading day to take out that level, but to the downside, 1400 round number should act as solid support for this market. Next, moving to gold, and here we see a candle that's changed the trend to the upside. For today's trading, we've had a candle making a higher high and a higher low. The 2 previous days trading in bar chart terms were inside days. We had this very strong downtrend with strong downside momentum, large black bodied candles. The white bodied candle came in, but it was an inside bar and then another inside bar. Inside days or inside bars raised doubt about continuation of the previous trend, which was a trend to the downside, and did suggest that there was a possibility that we could see a change of trend to the upside, and we have had that change of trend today with this candle making a higher high and a higher low. Now, having said that, however, we have had the change of trend on a spinning top candle, and spinning top candles are candles of indecision, so there is still indecision in this market. We have a small body. That's certainly not the way that we'd like to see this trend begin. We'd like to see some solid momentum from the buyers, and they have made momentum, but it's only been a small amount, and the momentum that they've made throughout the day between the open and the close is judged by the size of the body of the candle. We also have the shadow on the top and the shadow on the bottom, and the shadow on the top represents downside price rejection, and there was rejection from this 1667 level, which was previous resistance in this case, then previous support, previous resistance the previous 2 days, and today. So a very, very important level for this market, 1667. By the same token, we had a loss of commitment by the sellers, upside price rejection, as evidenced by the shadow on the bottom of the body of the candle here. So down around these levels we saw the buyers coming into the market. Now obviously 1667 is very important if the market is going to continue trending up. We also have potentially strong resistance at 1676, and then up to the 1700 number, and to the top of the cloud, which is at about 1710. To the downside, 1643 is strong support, then down to 1625, and no major support until the market trades down to 1577. So this market is set up for a potential change of trend because of this indecisiveness and the buyers not following through with this change of trend, but support down at the bottom of the cloud coinciding with this 1643 level will be crucial to this market if we do see a sell-off. In terms of Ichimoku, the market's neutral in big picture terms by trading within the cloud, but bearish in the medium term and fast term timeframes by trading below the Kijun Sen, the pink line, and the Tenkan Sen, and the checkout span is below corresponding price action. So it's confirming what we're seeing in the medium term timeframe, but not in the big picture terms, in terms of the longer term trend. The Kijun Sen is remaining flat, and we have seen now the price action attempting to trade back up towards that Kijun Sen, which represents equilibrium in the medium term time frame. So there is still a possibility that we could see the market continue trending up because of that flat Kijun Sen, but we do have this strong barrier of resistance close by with 1667 and the Tenkan Sen. So for the next day's trading, obviously let's watch the low of the current candle for a potential test lower because of this indecisiveness in the market, but watch the 1667 level as a barrier to upside potential by the buyers. Next, moving to light sweet crude oil, and today we see a continuation of the trend to the upside. The previous day's trading, we saw a bullish move in the market with the change of trend. The trend previously was down, and the market was testing support once again around the 105.31 level, a very important level, tested through the window that was opened, and the window held as solid support even though the window was closed. The window was closed by the market trading through there. The market failed to actually close down below there, which makes it still a very important level for this market. But for Friday's trading, we saw this change of trend, and we saw the buyers come back into this market quite strongly. And the buyers, there was enough momentum from the buyers to take out the 106.95 level, which has been an important area of resistance. And today, the market has actually traded and closed above the swing high at 108.21. But we've done that on a spinning top type candle, although it's not quite not a copybook spinning top. We do have a longer shadow on the bottom than the top. But the shadow on the bottom represents the sellers losing commitment around the 106.95 level. So now where that level was previous resistance, it's now acting as support. And for tomorrow's trading, it will be a very, very important level. To the upside, we do have quite strong resistance from around this area, extending up to 110.45. If the market does trade through the 110.45 level, however, there isn't any strong resistance until the market trades up to 122. So if we build enough momentum here and have a bullish close up above there, we could quickly see the market trading substantially higher. But this is a very strong level at 110. We saw this very strong downside price rejection, and it will most likely hold any advance that we see over the next few days. In terms of Ichimoku, the market's bullish in all three timeframes, trading above the cloud, above the Kijun Sen and the Tenkan Sen, and the checkout span is confirming all of that bullishness that we're seeing in this market. So overall, a bullish market in all three timeframes. The short-term dynamics are supporting this trend to the upside, and this first timeframe trend with the buyers in control of this market. We should most likely test to higher levels, and a test of 110.45 within the next day or two wouldn't surprise.